Okay, so we're just going to continue plugging our way through the siding here at Hogarth. Do a battery change here, and I forgot to tuck away my batteries. Don't want to lose those. Alrighty. Here you can see all of the tamaracks that are growing up beside the grade. Tamaracks, we've talked about tamaracks on a lot of other occasions. I'll flash up the scientific name. They one of the few coniferous trees that lose their needles, and they always are sort of soft, and then you can see here they're actually starting to turn color. So in the fall they turn a very brilliant shade of yellow, and then the needles drop. So in a couple more weeks they'll be maybe another week, another 2 weeks, they'll be very, very beautiful to see. So again, the siding just continues here on the south side. Now, what's going to be happening is we are going to be coming up to the location of the water tank at Hogarth. So Hogarth, the original name for Hogarth was Ledger. So it was originally known as Ledger Station. So I actually have a document right when the railway line opened, and there was a special VIP train that was coming through. And so it actually says on there, it says no water at Ledger. So the water tank wasn't complete or hadn't yet been filled, or I don't know what the situation was, but sometime after October 1915, the name was changed to Hogarth. And I believe it was named after a very prominent local area politician and eventually military commander. Kind of very common theme on this line. There were some military names that were incorporated, places like Jellicoe. So if you actually click on the link in the description in the video, you'll be able to learn a little bit more about kind of the name changes that happened here at Hogarth. So, but there was a water tank, and once we get to the location of the water tank, we'll talk a little bit more about it. Now, because there was a water tank, there was a section house. Now the question is that, and if you remember, we talked about the section house. There was one a little bit further to the, this is just ballast. I thought that was a piece of coal. And there was one that was a little bit further to the east. We stopped at that at milepost 107. This one doesn't appear in my profile map, but there had to be a section house here because there was a water tank. In order to keep the water in the tank from freezing, there had to be a section house. There is an open area here, and I looked last year. I kind of wandered around and I kind of looked, but again, without kind of an idea of where it might be, it doesn't necessarily help. And I haven't been able to find a map of this area, a decent map of this area, older map that may have shown this section house. So I'm just sort of keeping my eyes out for it. Whoa, there's a whole bunch here. These are, this one's still in the tree. This is, there are two types of grouse around here. There's ruffled grouse and spruce grouse. So it's in the tree. And this is a spruce grouse. And they like, obviously, in areas where there's needles and things that they eat. And when they get flushed, they'll go and hide in the trees. And so that one's hiding right in the tree there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It's just right behind that branch there. Camera's kind of wide angled, so anyway, let's zip you ahead till we get to the section house, to the water tank, and we'll keep our eyes open here and see if we can see some sort of, just kind of low and swampy in here, so it's really difficult to sort of envision where a section house may have been. All right, so here is the location of the water tank. A little bit different from some of the other water tanks on the line. The pad is different. The other ones basically have a column in the middle, and then they have 4 pads. This one is kind of more sort of circular shaped. And so basically you can see the outline here. Take my helmet off. So here you can see ties. You can see, is that a rock? Yeah, it's a rock. I thought it might be a bit of bucket. It's not easy to see in here, but you can see the outline of the concrete here. You can see one of the metal bars for the tower itself. So you can see it sort of continues here. So if you kind of scrape away, you can see the concrete here. And so it's all in here. And here is obviously has to be where the uptake pipe is. Somewhere in there. And so you can see it over here. I don't know if we go into the brush here, if you can. Oh yeah, it's octagonal shaped. I've seen these ones before. So there's one on the Grand Trunk Pacific Railway west of Thunder Bay. So you can see obviously they built it here because it's kind of a swampy area, wet area. So you can see that corner. You can see that definite octagon shape of it. I thought it was more kind of circular, but let's see if we can pick up another corner here. Maybe on the back. Yeah, there's definitely, you can see there's a corner here. I think the corner's kind of knocked out here. So you can see there's a corner here, and there's got to be a corner over here. This one's kind of in the brush. Yeah, it's hiding in there somewhere. Yeah, you can see the other corner here. Yeah, so this is the octagon shape, or whatever the shape is. Yeah, so this is kind of neat. You don't, as far as I know, this is the only one that looks like this on the line. I know there's a couple other spots where I haven't been able to find the water tank, but yeah, this one's kind of an interesting shaped one. You can see there's ties here. Just trying to see if there's any metal, more metal for the supports. There was just the one there. So let's pull up my piece of paper here so I can tell you the story here. And while I'm doing this, I will flash up timetable. Leaves on me. Okay, so obviously the water tank opened here in 1915. The water tank was removed in 1931, so I'll flash that up on here. At its biggest point, the siding here at Hogarth was at 6,200 feet. And again, it was the last siding that was in service here. So kind of an interesting kind of area. So again, there had to have been a section house here somewhere. Not exactly sure where. Like I said, on the way back, we'll check over there. It is kind of swampy and through here. Maybe we'll come across something. All right, so we haven't been able to positively identify where the section house was, but I think we have a bit of an idea. So we're right behind the water tank. So the water tank is just right there. And what we have here is, if you take a look at, we have all this nice symmetrical ditching work. So you can see there's a ditch that runs here, and I guess that's designed to feed water into the tank. But there's a ditch that runs this way as well. And I'm guessing that was used to sort of collect water. And again, usually the section house is somewhere in the neighborhood of the water tank. It had to be very close by. So if we make our way this way, right, I'm stepping on stuff, right? So there's metal down here. And again, the water tank is just right there. So that ditch continues, and it's very symmetrical. It just runs right along the backside here. And let's see if I can find it. I just walked through here not like a couple of minutes ago. And so there's that ditch running along there. And we saw the same thing in Langmuir. So Langmuir is much further to the east. It's on the other side of Jellicoe. So there's that ditch running, and in through here you start seeing stuff, right? There's cans, there's more stuff here, there's more metal here. This, just got to be careful here. I don't want to cut myself on this. You see the handle on that? This looks like there was little, we saw these at Langmuir. There was these jugs, metal jugs that kerosene used to come in. So there's one there. Let's see if we can see any more here. Again, it's kind of swampy in here, so I don't know if this would have been, but then over here, you come into this open area. So you got this open area here, and then there's some stuff here, like there's a bunch of ties and things like that. Ugh, stuff all in my neck. So, I mean, this could have been something over here. Again, there's debris. Maybe it's not as much as we saw at Langmuir. Here's a telegraph pole right here. All kinds of ties and stuff. So we'll keep looking.